If you're a pediatric therapist and you have ever felt limited in your career options, I wanted to share something with you that might help you out and help you to map out an ideal career path for yourself. I'm Karen Dudek-Brannan, and I help pediatric therapists to map out their dream career so that they can make a bigger impact on the clients that they serve, as well as find work that is fulfilling to them. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that happened to me in my own career journey and something that I see a lot of other clinicians doing. So this is relevant to you if you are an SLP, an OT, a social worker, a psychologist, or really any other type of therapist that is providing specialized interventions for kids in the school age range. So something that happens with a lot of people, and this isn't just clinical careers, is that they fall prey to what's known as the mere exposure effect or the familiarity principle. So basically what this means is that people tend to prefer or move towards things that they're familiar with. So that means when we're thinking about our career options, we tend to pursue things that we know of. So when you're thinking about career options, you're kind of just funneling into all of the things that are the most popular options or the best known options. So obviously, for a therapist, the most obvious option would be providing direct therapy for patients, clients, students, depending on what setting that you're in. And you're often limited to what you're seeing on the job boards. But the thing is that as a clinician, you have a lot of other skills that you can use to transfer your knowledge and your skills and your expertise and the value that you provide to other things that might not be so obvious. And that's actually what I help people with in the School of Clinical Leadership, which is my program for pediatric clinicians who really want to create a career that allows them to provide services in a way that makes them feel like they're truly making a difference. Because a lot of times people feel like if they go through these obvious systems like the school systems, the medical system, they feel like they're very limited in the services they can provide. And while the ideal career path for you might involve a combination of things, it might mean having part-time or full-time work for somebody else. A lot of times what people end up being able to do is get really creative in how they use their skill sets. And sometimes this means transitioning to leadership positions where they might not have realized that they're qualified. It could mean using their skill sets in a corporate setting, for example, and doing consulting work that way. So that's not something that is as obvious as some of those other things, but it's certainly something that I know that people have done before. There's also ways that you can do work on the side as a self-employed person, consulting work, creating products and programs and services. The obvious thing that you can do on the side is private practice, but there are actually a lot of other ways that you can provide services. And what this allows you to do is just break out of that system that can often feel very restrictive and can limit the impact that you have with the work that you do. So in the School of Clinical Leadership, I actually help people to get out of this career path that might feel a little bit restrictive for them and think creatively about the way that they do the work that they do so that they can map out a career path that feels fulfilling to them. And I'm actually opening the doors to this program in September 2002. So you can actually get on the waiting list now by going to drkarendudekbrannan.com/leadership. And in that program, I'm going to be outlining how you can map out the ideal career path. There are a lot of different things that you need to consider. There are a lot of different skill sets that you need. We have to think about productivity. We have to think about service delivery, evidence-based practices, as well as building the relationships that you need in order to make an impact and make things happen. So we go through all of those pillars for success in the program. So again, to get on the waiting list, all you want to do is go to drkarendudekbrannan.com